My life journey is to trust the process. Yes, trust the process. I wrote a book called Trust the Process. Trust the process, right? Because that is literally what I'm the life that I'm living. Like not being able to see it, but trusting that God has me throughout the way, even when it looks like it's impossible. The word impossible says I'm possible, right? So just keep going and trust the process. That's beautiful.
Deijha Gordon is an entrepreneur and author who, after visiting in 2015, made a bold move to Ghana 4 years later. She is now the founder of Deja Vu's Jerk Hut, a food truck selling Jamaican food with a mixture of Jamaican and New York love. Deja also established Queenlish, women empowerment seminars where she provides women with the tools they need to succeed. Aquaba to summertime.
Aquaba to summertime, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Diaspora and Ghanaians for telling our story. Because I'm back in my home country, Ghana. Ghana, I missed you all. But here I'm with an amazing lady who has an amazing food truck that I cannot wait to actually go. We're going to record that too, so don't you worry.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. She has an amazing food truck that brings all of our beautiful Caribbean food here. And she has an amazing story to tell. Welcome, Miss Deijha. How are you doing today?
Hi, Miss Summertime. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. What about you?
I'm doing great. The weather's beautiful.
The weather is
The
definitely
sun is
beautiful.
shining.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure your food truck is popping. So
It is.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I always like to start at the origins of everything at the beginning. So what was your childhood like growing up? And what led to you having a whole food truck?
Well, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, right? And my background is Jamaican and Guyanese. So I come from a Caribbean background. And when I first came to Ghana, it reminded me a lot of Jamaica. I saw the Jamaican flag all throughout the city. And surprisingly enough, doing food was never anything that I never saw it in my future, to be honest. If you ask my mom, if you ask my dad, they'll be like, yeah, no, she's not doing this. So when I told them that story that I wanted to move to Ghana and do food, they didn't believe me. But I know food is something that brings people together. I have Sunday dinner at my house every Sunday. And I just feel like who don't love Jamaican food?
Yeah.
Right? So yeah.
And first of all, what up to Brooklyn?
Shout out to
Even from the
Brooklyn.
Bronx, like
Big up Jamaica.
even though like Bronx is like, oh, that's far. I show up for this. Like,
Yes.
there you go. But shout out to Holy New York. And so what was it like growing up in New York, having those two backgrounds? Were you able to constantly go to Jamaica and Guyana?
Well, I've never been to Guyana, but I'm planning on going this year. I've been to Jamaica plenty of times, and I grew up in Brooklyn, so that city is a diverse city. There's a lot of Jamaicans. There's a lot of Caribbean people there. So I was already in it, right? They say New York is the melting pot, so I was
Yes.
already like in. It just felt like the Caribbean, to be honest. But growing up in Brooklyn, New York, I had so much fun. I used to jump double dutch. My mom used to work a lot. So I grew up a lot around my family, my grandparents, my aunts, my cousins. And yeah, always food involved, always good Jamaican food involved. And my great grandparents too, who are also obviously from Jamaica though, they would cook all the time. So when I would go to Florida, it's always good food.
What's your favorite Jamaican dish?
I want to say oxtail, right? However, I'm on a diet now because I'm trying to get my sexy back, right? So I'm going to say steamed fish, steamed red snapper, yes, with the crackers on the top, with the okra and the carrots. Yes, that's my favorite.
I can't get mad at that, even though I love me some oxtails.
Right.
Like,
I'm trying to cut down on
service
that.
there, but
But that's the people's favorite in Ghana. Everybody called me if they want the oxtail. So.
which I want to talk about, like you coming to Ghana and then having your food truck and everything. We're gonna talk about that in a moment. But like, what was it like relocating to Ghana, coming from Brooklyn? Like, what are some of the pros and cons you faced, and how was it for you? The whole transition.
What was that like? Honestly, I want to say I was naive. Sometimes it's good to be naive, right? Because people think they have to have everything figured out before they make a move.
Yeah.
But me, I'm completely different. I'd rather jump and then figure the way out as I'm falling down, right? But luckily, I didn't fall, right? I was caught because I'm still soaring and I'm still flying, which I'm so grateful for. But that transition, I feel like I'm from Brooklyn. I could do anything, right? So it wasn't hard, but it wasn't easy. And anything worth having is going to be a challenge. And I always told myself that whether you are a student, whether you work a 9 to 5, you're going to face challenges. So I made a commitment to this challenge that I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to have my own business. I want to come to Africa. I want to create jobs. I want to influence and show people that we can actually come here and live an amazing life.
Yes.
I love the life that I've created for myself. I love the fact that my family comes and visit and they have a great time. So the transition overall, it wasn't easy, but it's a process.
Yes. How did you find peace in relocating here and peace during the process?
I think not worrying about or not being in a box, right? Because in the States, it's you're a black woman, you're this, you're that. Here, I'm able to just be Deijha. Whoever I want to be, whoever I show up as, I create that for myself, and I don't have anyone putting me in a box. So that's one piece that I have. Also, the benefit of this beautiful view, right? The ocean is right here, the beautiful weather, the natural food and resources that we have. So I was just saying to you earlier, I drink coconut water like every single day. And I'm telling you, when I'm in Ghana, my glow is different. Like, I'm literally just glowing and growing and thriving, and I love it. And I don't want no one to get it mistaken, like I'm making it seem like it's just this perfect place. But I take things as they come, right? And I understand that that's part of life. You're gonna have challenges. So
Yes. And one thing, like, I want to talk about the glow and everything. Like, when I'm over here, my skin clears up.
yes, like
one thing I
glow. Do you see this glow? Do you see like
I don't think I see it, like,
beautiful black young
Excellent.
woman? I ain't young anymore, but
you sure do look like you are. So that's a plus.
that is a plus.
So starting out a food truck and everything, how was it?
Yes.
How was it bringing the Jamaican culture to
To
Ghana?
Ghana. So I wanted to start out with a restaurant. My grandmother suggested I start off smaller and do a food truck, right? Because it's less overhead. And I actually built the truck here in Ghana.
Oh wow.
Yes. So I went to China to go source a food truck, but they didn't know how much it would cost to clear it here in Ghana because they didn't have an engine, right? So all of these things were going on and obstacles. So I'm like, let me just figure something else out. Also, why not give the money to my people, right?
Exactly.
This is what I'm coming here to do, right? Create jobs. So I said, let me figure this out. I figured that out. Again, it wasn't easy, but here we are 5 years in, and it's a unique piece, right? It's my food truck looks like it's my baby. It's not anything that you've seen before, so I'm proud of that. But that process built and helped me become the woman that I am today, right? Because it was so many different things that I've experienced that I didn't know, and this was early on. So I moved to Ghana October 2019. I hit the ground running because I wanted my truck ready for Dirty December, right? And that was the year of return. So December 2019, they said it was going to take 4 weeks. My truck wasn't ready until February 2020.
Oh wow.
And right after that was COVID.
Yep.
So it was a lot going on. One thing that I've learned also early on was the fact that no one is held accountable here. Like, don't really go based off of what they say. Have everything in writing. Even sometimes that don't even matter, to be honest. Just do the most precautions as you can. But that process, looking back now, I'm not mad at it. It could have been worse.
Yep, it could have been worse.
It could have been worse.
And at least it teaches you how to move
yes.
around, and like you learn as you go.
Exactly.
And that's one thing that Ghana is good for, preparing you
yes.
for everything.
Building stamina.
And building up character.
It makes you stronger, honestly.
Yes.
Like, nobody can tell me nothing now.
Exactly.
Like, Ghana, New York, best of both worlds.
Yes. Like, one of the most amazing lines that Tyler the Creator says is like, you tell me I can't,
I show
tell
you I can.
You tell me I can't, I do it again.
Exactly.
That's what Ghana does. So,
Literally.
but
Yes.
you having a food truck and you were talking about getting oxtails here. How was it finding some of those Jamaican, like, how should I say it, food? Especially since out here it may not be that common and it's very pricey.
Right. So it's more so about the seasoning, right? How you season the food to get it to taste that authentic Jamaican flavor. I source a lot of my things outside of Ghana because I want to have that authentic flavor. And that's another thing too. People try to tell me like, oh, you need to have this, you need to have that, make it with Ghanaian food. I'm like, I'm in Ghana. I'm not Ghanaian. If they want Ghana food, they can go to plenty of other Ghanaian restaurants, right? I want to stay true to what my vision was, and that's straight Jamaican food. So getting the meats is not hard, but I would just say having multiple vendors is very important. And then now, being 5 years in, I just make sure that I ship barrels of like my seasoning, and like I'm working on creating my own jerk seasoning.
That's dope.
Yeah, so hopefully I can have that sooner than later.
Definitely. What were some of the challenges that you faced, like just getting your name known and like everything?
Okay, one of the challenges that I faced, I think, was being consistent, right? Because like I said, as soon as I started, COVID hit and everything, we all know the world basically shut down.
Yes.
And then Ghana was closed for about 6 months. So being that I'm the only one here, my entire family was like, you need to come back home because if anything happens to you, you're there by yourself, right? And I'm still new to Ghana at this point. So I went back to the States, and I just felt like, was this a mistake? Because I left my job, right? I was making decent money, and I was just, everything was at a standstill. So coming back to Ghana and not having a location, that was one of the biggest challenges for me. People were trying to charge me thousands of dollars just to park my food truck in front of their house, but that's a whole nother story. But I think staying the course, you have to stay the course. You have to trust the process, right? Because if you're asking God for this thing, I think he's showing you like, or he's trying to see how bad do you really want. And it was a good 2 years that I was stagnant. But I would do like events. So I did some concerts, I did some private events, and it wasn't what I wanted, but I still showed up. I gave it my best. I gave it my all. And then that also helped bring my name out to people. I also was featured on like NBC, a few channels, a few platforms early on, simply because I'm not from Ghana and I moved here. But it was just like, who is this girl and what she doing moving to Ghana, right? But that was the biggest challenge. Now I have a location. November made 1 full year consistent of operation. I'm super grateful for that.
That's wonderful.
And I just feel like the blessings are pouring in. God continues to show out for me because I stayed the course. So if anybody is out there who has a business and who feels like they're stuck, continue going, because you are so close and you don't know, like, just one more day or one more step can just bring you to that point. So
Exactly. Now, when you came out here, do you feel like you were able to accomplish some of the things in Ghana that you may never have been able to accomplish back home in America?
yeah, I would say honestly, my confidence has boosted a lot here. And it's simply because, again, creating the life that I want to live, right? I'm in charge of it. I don't have to go to a 9 to 5. I don't have to do certain things. And then when I hear my family talk about their challenges, I'm like, I can't relate. I can't relate. Like, please don't bring that over here. But I don't know. I just want to say that I'm like grateful for it all. And moving to Ghana has, I want to say, made me humble in a sense too, because I see how blessed I am. And so I try to give back as much as I can. Like when people come and they can't afford my food, I'll just be like, just take it, just try it, just so that they can have that experience, right? Because Ghanaians love Jamaica too, but they're afraid to try Jamaican food because they don't know what it is. And it's like, just try it so you can say that I've tried Jamaican. That's what I like to bring, right? So my slogan is bringing Jamaican flavor back to the motherland. Because we were once here. That's why it's called Deijha Gordon, right? Because you have that feeling of like, I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent.
It's all right. I love it. And like, one thing that people need to know is that Ghana and Jamaica are closer than a lot of people realize. Because for Jamaicans, if you have a Jamaican passport, you can just come here to Ghana.
Visa free.
You don't need to have
and
a
vice
visa.
versa too.
Exactly. And so we have a closer relationship than a lot of people realize. And so when you eat their food, it's not that different. It's not
really
that far away. So it's
really
another
not.
way to connect and unify with the people that were once a part of us.
Exactly.
And that were separated a long time ago.
Yes.
And so
my people, come back home.
Yes.
Come and experience this greatness.
We need to like unify.
Yes.
And like show up and show like we are pioneers. When we come back home, we can start everything no matter what anybody says, because we have God on our side and unified together. And
it's possible. I remember too, before I moved to Ghana, I would like watch podcasts, listen to, just to get that motivation. And everything was a sign for me. So I first came to Ghana in 2015, right? And I was, like I said, I was listening to podcasts. I saw an interview with Akon, and he was like, if you're not happy in America as a Black person, that's your fault. You have somewhere where you belong, basically. Like, you can go somewhere, you can thrive, you can be the first person to start this business. And that's what I came with. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to be the first person in Ghana to do a food truck. At that point in time, I didn't see any food trucks. I'm like, maybe I could do a food truck factory and build food trucks for people. Like, there was so many things running through my mind. But when he said that to me at that point in time, it was like confirmation. Like, you can go and do this and be successful. So here I am, just doing it.
Because look, she showed up, and all of this happened because of that. Now, do you feel like you're coming closer to your purpose here in Ghana?
Yes.
And have you always felt like that since you first moved over here, or did it come over time?
I would say it came over time, but I would get little inklings of like the reminder of it, right? Because again, from my YouTube channel, people would tell me like, I moved to Ghana because of you, right? That was also my motivation. Like, okay, it's way bigger than me. Yeah. If somebody moved, and these are people who's older than me. So if I inspired this older woman and these older people to come all the way here and move to Ghana, then obviously I'm doing something. So I took my own personal selfish reasons and realized like, it's way beyond. Like, I'm just a small little droplet in the ocean, right? And I feel like I'm doing God's work, what he put me on this earth to do. Before I came to Ghana, I was questioning like, what is my purpose in life? And here, I haven't had that question since, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, now that you just mentioned that, and now that I'm thinking about it.
That's dope.
Yeah.
What are 2 fun facts about you that very few people?
2 fun facts. I'm the celebrity in my family now. Let me stop. I went skydiving. I don't know if people knew that. And
how was that like for you?
Oh my gosh. Again, that was another thing that I did to motivate me to come to Ghana. Steve Harvey said, right? I'll go based off of all these successful people. So Steve Harvey said something like, right before you take that jump, it's like you're afraid, but on the other side of fear is pure bliss, right? So I'm like, let me go and see what this really feels like. So as I'm going up in the plane, it's like no turning back. I'm like, oh my gosh, what? Everything I do is like, what were you thinking? Even in Ghana, sometimes I'm like, what were you thinking? Clearly I wasn't thinking, but I was in the plane. I'm like, okay, I'm going up. It's no turning back now. And it was like a pit in my stomach.
Yes.
Like I felt like nauseous, anxious, like all the emotions. But then I was sitting on the edge and he was like, okay, I'm going to count to 3. And he didn't even count to 3. He said 1, 2. And next thing you know, I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, falling out of the air. But literally, as Steve Harvey said, like pure bliss. So it's like you're dropping and everything is like chaotic. But on the other side of that is beautiful because it literally was like 5-10 seconds of just like, and then after it's just like you're coasting in the air, you're just seeing the views and then you're seeing the birds and everything was just so beautiful and it was so worth it and I would definitely do it again. But that analogy was amazing. I recommend people to do it. And yeah, I'm glad that I did. I'm glad I did it. You should do it.
Okay.
Don't tell your mom now. Don't tell your parents. But you should.
Okay, that's what would for me to conquer my fear of heights.
Yes, because imagine jumping out of a plane.
That one,
fearless. Like there's nothing you can't do in this world.
If I could do that, and I'm not panicking, Then nobody can tell me.
Nobody can tell you nothing. So I think that's why I walk around with my head held high. Nobody can tell me nothing.
But also, like, we're from New York, so
we're from New York.
like,
Are you from New York even?
Like, already.
Exactly.
It's already like that. You got one more fun fact to go there.
Okay, one more fun fact. Okay, a goal of mine was to travel to all 7 continents. I've been to 6. Antarctica's the last, so I'm looking forward to that.
How was that for
a fun
you?
fact?
That is a fun fact.
Okay.
How was that for you traveling to all like those 6 countries? Well, continents rather. My bad. Besides the U.S.
Well, I've been traveling since I was young. So, and I'm super grateful for my family for instilling that in me. And I think that's why I have like this fearless mindset, right? But just being able to emerge in other people's culture and fully understand. Again, New York is just a small little droplet in the ocean. Even though I love it so much, but the world is out here for us to go see. Yeah, like God is an abundant God. Stop settling and just staying in your country, in your city. Go and see the world. Go explore. Go and live your life because it's here for you. Like it's here. God put it on the earth for us. Yeah, that's how I look at life. Like whatever I want is there for me to have. So I think that traveling, and then I do it with my family a lot too. So that's a blessing. My grandparents, my cousins, my aunts, my mom. And so just sharing those memories and experiences with them. I plan on doing it with my children if I have children, when I have children.
That sounds dope. And one thing that you can say is like, you can look at everything from a different perspective since you've seen so many cultures, you've been to so many places. So you have like a world-like mindset.
Yes.
And then you're like, okay, this is what it looks like over here. This is what it looks like over here. And it opens so many possibilities for the place that you even currently live in. Because like for me, when I came over here, I'm like, okay, because I lived in New York, I see that Ghana can have this, Ghana can have that, Ghana can have this.
All the possibilities,
all the possibilities. And like, I'm also a kid that's been traveling a lot. Like my mom told me that my first birthday was actually on a cruise to go to Bermuda.
Okay.
So
yes,
I've traveled a lot too, and one of my main goals is to travel all the countries in Africa.
That's a goal of mine too. So all over the world, to be honest.
All over the world. I'm starting with Africa first. Yes. But all over the world. We should do that together.
Let's do it. I just got my Ghana passport. I'm officially a citizen of Ghana. That I'm super. Oh my God, God is so
and
good
it's
to
well
me.
Deserved too.
And
guava.
Thank you.
Or Medasi.
Thank you. Medasi, right? Exactly. Yes, I'm looking forward to using that passport. Definitely traveling through the continent. And just seeing also how I can contribute to the growth of Africa. Yes. Because Africa is now. Like, if you're not on it, you sleeping. Wake up. Wake up.
Don't sleep. Wake up.
Wake up. Yes.
But at the end of it all, Miss Deijha is grateful for.
What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for my mindset. I'm so grateful for my mindset. I'm grateful for my support system. I'm grateful that God chose me to be on this path and on this journey. I'm grateful for you for doing this work here, showing young people that you can go out and you don't have to wait till you're an adult to follow your dreams and achieve all that you want to achieve. Do it now.
Yes.
Like, do it now. We don't have time to waste.
Exactly.
I'm grateful for so many things.
Thank you. Like, shout it out. Me like,
what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful for my family that's always been there for me every step of the way. I'm grateful for everybody that's been watching me, supporting me on my journey. So thank you for all the love. I'm grateful for my time in the States, me learning there. I'm grateful for Ghana always constantly supporting me. I'm grateful for literally everything that's happened in my life that's been able to teach me how to move forward and all my life experiences. I'm grateful for everybody that I have. I'm grateful for me talking to you right now. I mean, like, I'm grateful for everything.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
And I have one final question for you. How would you describe your life journey in one sentence?
How would I describe my life journey in one sentence? I would say one sentence or one word?
One sentence.
Ooh. My life journey is to trust the process. Yes, trust the process. I wrote a book called Trust the Process,
You
and I
did.
think yes, it's on
Okay.
Amazon.
Yeah,
But
I'll put it on the list.
trust the process, right? Because that is literally what the life that I'm living. Like not being able to see it, but trusting that God has me throughout the way, even when it looks like it's impossible. The word impossible says I'm possible, right? So just keep going and trust the process.
That's beautiful. And you guys, like she said, trust the process. Thank you so much for watching this episode and our new edition of Telling Our Stories. Thank you so much for like just tuning in and everything. Remember, trust the process. Please go and buy her book on Amazon. Like we need to come and support like
Yes,
Black
go and get
excellence
that.
over here. So support. And remember, Ghana, you're beautiful.
Yes.
And you are loved.
Yes.
And you have so much talent. All it takes is God, the dream, and the right people. Until next time on Summertime.
On Summertime.
Miss Deijha, thank you for showing the world that dreams indeed can come true, so long as we have God in the center of our lives, along with hard work, dedication, and determination. We can trust the process and watch God's blessings begin to flow. Your tenacity inspires us all. Miss Deijha Gordon to the world.